Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Chapter 1. The rich don't work for money. Most people wake up every morning, rush to work, get tired, get paid, and repeat this cycle for their entire life. They believe this is how money works. But rich people are taught something different. The rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. Once you understand this lesson, your entire life can change. This chapter shares the most important lesson Robert Kiyosaki learned from his rich dad. A lesson schools never teach, a lesson most adults never understand, and a lesson that separates the rich from everyone else. This lesson is not about how much money you earn, it is about how you think about money. Robert grew up with two father figures. One was his real father, highly educated, intelligent, respected. He believed in going to school, getting good grades, and finding a safe, secure job. This was his poor dad. The other father was his friend's dad, a businessman. He didn't have a high level of education, but he understood money deeply. This was his rich dad. Both men worked hard. Both wanted the best for their families, but they had completely different beliefs about money. When Robert was 9 years old, his rich dad offered him a job. Robert was excited. He thought he would finally learn how rich people make money. But after weeks of hard work, rich dad paid him almost nothing. Robert felt angry. He felt cheated. He went to rich dad and complained. That moment changed everything.
Dad,
Remember, young man, true wealth isn't just about the coins you collect, but the wisdom you gain and the effort you put into your work each day.
Rich dad looked at him and asked, "Are you angry because you didn't get paid enough?" Robert said yes. Then rich dad said something shocking. "This is exactly how people stay poor." Most people, when they don't get paid enough, do one of two things. They quit, or they work harder and demand more pay. Rich dad explained that people are controlled by two emotions, fear and greed. Fear of not having money, fear of not paying bills, fear of losing a job. So people work for money, they get paid, they feel relief, they feel happy. Then greed appears, they want more, so they work harder. And the cycle repeats. This is called the rat race. People run faster, but never escape. Rich dad then explained the difference. Poor people and the middle class work for money. Rich people make money work for them. Instead of asking, "How much will I get paid?" rich people ask, "How can I create money without working forever?" They focus on assets. They focus on systems. They focus on cash flow, not salaries. Schools train people to be good employees. They teach obedience. They teach memorization. They teach job security. But schools do not teach how money works. They do not teach how to build assets. They do not teach financial intelligence. That is why many highly educated people struggle financially. They are smart, but not financially smart. Rich dad gave one final warning. If you work only for money, you will never escape the rat race. Instead, work to learn. Learn skills. Learn how businesses operate. Learn how money moves. Money is the result, not the goal. The biggest difference between rich and poor is not income. It is mindset. The poor mindset says, "I can't afford it. I need a raise. I need a better job." The rich mindset asks, "How can I afford it? How can I build an asset? How can money work for me?" If you work for money, you give power to money. If you learn how money works for you, you gain freedom. This chapter is not telling you to quit your job. It is telling you to stop depending only on a job, to stop chasing salary, and to start learning financial intelligence. Because the goal is not to work forever. The goal is freedom. In the next chapter, you will learn one of the most important rules of wealth, the difference between assets and liabilities. This single lesson has made millions rich and kept millions poor. Your financial education starts now.